Making inferences. We make inferences every day. For example, you might see balloons tied to the fence of a house and hear the sound of excited children and infer that there is a birthday party going on. Or you might notice your dog whimpering and sitting by the door and infer that it wants to go outside. When we use clues to make an educated guess, we're inferring. Let's practice our inferring skills using this picture. What can you see? Some of these might be clues that could be used to make inferences. I can see the woman's eating popcorn. There's a TV remote in her hand, and I notice that she is laying on a couch and laughing. From these clues, I infer that she is watching the television at home, probably a movie because she is eating popcorn. She's laughing, which tells me it's probably not a scary movie, perhaps a comedy. My inference could be wrong, but based on the clues, I think this is a pretty good guess. Inferring is a very important skill in reading because it helps us get a better understanding of the text we read. To infer in reading, we use clues from the text and combine them with things we already know. Take this sentence as an example. Mrs. Lee sat at her desk, waiting for the children to finish their work. Look at these clues. She's sitting at a desk, and she's waiting for children to finish their work. Even though the author doesn't tell me directly, I can infer that Mrs. Lee is a teacher. Now we'll read through a short passage of text and try to answer some questions that require us to make inferences. Follow along as I read. Tina noticed everyone was already in their seats. It took a moment, but eventually her eyes adjusted to the darkness and she found what she was looking for. Guided by the strip of lights on either side of the aisle, she began making her way towards the back. "Excuse me," she whispered as she stepped carefully between the row of seats. "Where have you been?" Martha whispered. Tina held up a large soft drink with 2 straws. Martha smiled. Now for the first question. Where are they? The author hasn't told us directly, but has left clues. Can you find any to help answer the question? Here are some clues I found. Everyone in their seats, darkness, lights on the aisle, soft drink. From these clues, I can infer they're in a movie theatre. The second question. Why did Martha smile? I noticed just before Martha smiled, Tina held up a soft drink. The author made a point of telling us there were 2 straws. I infer that Martha was pleased that Tina had bought a soft drink to share. Let's try a different text. Follow along as I read. Gwen groaned as she leaned forward and grabbed a box of tissues. She had been up most of the night. Sniffling, Gwen placed them on the pillow beside her. Her son had told her he would stop by at 6 in the evening. Gwen looked at the clock and sighed. She thought about getting up and going to watch some TV, but she had watched enough TV over the past 2 days to last her a lifetime. Instead, Gwen gazed out the window to the busy street below. Look at the following clues. What inference can you make? I can infer that Gwen is feeling unwell. How long do you think Gwen has been sick? Is there a clue that helps you answer this? I noticed this clue. It says she has watched a lot of TV over the past 2 days. I infer that she has been sick for a couple of days. Last question. Where does Gwen live? The clue is here. She looked out of her window and down onto the busy street. I infer she lives in a city. Remember, whenever you're reading, look out for clues the author has dropped for you to find. Combine these clues with things you already know to make inferences.
Yes, miss. One second.
Miss,
Yes,
should
go
I
ahead.
link? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh,
Sure. What did you say, miss? It's because I just tilted a bit down.
the Earth is the third planet from the Sun. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun, and it is the only planet known to have life on it. The Earth formed around 4.5 billion years ago. It is one of the four rocky planets on the inside of the solar system. The other three are Mercury, Venus, and Mars. The large mass of the Sun makes the Earth move around it, just as the mass of the Earth makes the Moon move around it. The Earth also turns around in space, so different parts face the Sun at different times. The Earth goes around the Sun once For every 365 times, it turns all the way around one day.
C, D, and E. Okay. The moon goes around the Earth about every 27 1/3 days and reflects light from the sun. As the Earth goes around the sun at the same time, the changing light of the moon takes about 29.5 days to go from dark to night to dark again. That is where the idea of month came from. However, now most months have 30 or 31 days, so they fit into 1 year. The Earth is the only planet in our solar system that has a large amount of liquid water. About 71% of the surface of the Earth is covered by oceans. Because of this, it is sometimes called the blue planet. Because of its water, the Earth is home to millions of species of plants and animals. The things that live on Earth have changed its surface greatly. For example, early cyanobacteria changed the air and gave it oxygen. The living part of the Earth's surface is called the biosphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Miss, I have to write this in order. No, I'm saying that should I order this like A to H? Okay. 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 Okay.